I'm impressed anyone can do that. Leibnizian. Oh wow. Okay, I guess I did do it. Now, what I was saying that to was in reference to the idea of the God must be necessarily immaterial in general. But in reference to your, because there could have been a creator that does not have the properties of God that you ascribe. There could be a creator of the universe that is intelligent. I would posit that there could also be that the universe is not necessarily created by intelligence, but if there is one by intelligence, that intelligence isn't necessarily aware of us or created the universe for our purpose. It might be looking at us as just some firework that goes off. The billions of years of our universe to it could have been like 3 seconds. Or again, my favorite analogy is that our entire universe could just be some advanced being's third-grade science project. For all we know, we can't really leave the confines of our universe, just as though if we were in a computer simulation, the bounds of the universe would seem as such. In response to your Leibnizian argument, let's see here, because I'm trying to think of exactly how you put that in reference to everything else, because it kind of blended together at some point. Could you give me just a quick, one-sentence summary, because I was distracted by the other thing, because I'm not sure if I quite followed where you were going that in the very end.
Basically...
just the definition.
The definition? What do you mean?
The very basic premises, because I just need to be reminded of exactly what you say. I don't need to re-explain it to me.
Whatever exists exists either by its own necessity or by some other explanation. The universe exists. If the universe exists, then God is the explanation. The universe exists, therefore God exists.
My beliefs on this matter, and thank you, I'm sorry, I know what you're talking about now. My beliefs on this matter is that I kind of reject the idea that the universe exists necessarily. I don't think, my whole point is that we can't really know how the universe was created. Again, and I think that's where I was going now that I think of it with the computer analogy. The universe as we know it, if we created a universe inside a computer, that universe would not exist necessarily. It would only exist because we decided to create it. And if we think about us looking out from that, it might seem to them as though it does. But I think to say that it exists necessarily, I think that makes a extra jump in logic that the situation just doesn't warrant. I think you're trying to push this definition on there that it must exist out of necessity. So yeah, that would basically be my response to that. I'll give you a second to write down whatever you'd like, and let me know when you're ready, and I'll ask you my question.
No, I've written everything that I need to write down.
Can you think? Okay, very well. Can you think of anything that could have been done in the past that could have saved a soul that just did, for whatever reason, did not happen? Is there, of all the different possibilities, if you just change one small thing at someone's deathbed, perhaps, just giving them one last argument, do you think, can you deny that there's no such situation in which that would have been possible?
All right, this is a point that I was going to respond to in my my second rebuttal speech. Yeah, the problem with this argument is that on the Christian worldview, God has saved everyone who He can save. Now, you might try to say that, well, God could have revealed Himself to everyone. God could have, for all we know, God could have put a giant neon sign in the heavens that says Jesus saves. Or God could have put a sign on every single atom that says made by God. and that would supposedly get everyone to be saved. But I would contest this notion, because whether or not we believe in God is really of no difference to God. What matters is whether we enter into a saving relationship with God, whether or not we agree to make God the master of our lives and accept His atoning death on the cross and all that nice doctrine. The problem is that there's no reason to suggest that showing that He exists is going to get everyone to enter into a saving relationship with Him. And on the Christian worldview, this is very much the case. In Luke, I think it's Luke 16:18. My memory might be off, but I'm pretty sure that's the verse. It says that mere showmanship is not going to convict people's hearts. So, in response to your question, I would say that I have no reason to believe that God could have done anything that would bring more people into a saving relationship.
Okay, I believe it's your turn.
All right. My question is going to surround the Leibnizian argument once again. I want to know why your example that we can ourselves create a universe inside a computer or inside the Large Hadron Collider, how it follows that God need not have created the universe, or that whatever caused the universe need not exist necessarily. Because the ultimate question is, I just want to understand your point, because the point that I was making is that we have to explain the existence of any contingent fact, or why is there something rather than nothing, because it would seem that an explanation for why there is something rather than nothing would need a necessary explanation, because if we appeal to a contingent explanation like a God, which for some reason does not exist necessarily, or some sort of physical process, that we could still ask the question, why does that exist rather than not existing? And I just wanted to see if I'm misunderstanding your point, or maybe you can clarify your argument more carefully or whatever. Yeah, that's my question.
Precisely, perhaps. Well, first I want to state again, and I mentioned this very briefly in my opening arguments, that in relation to the universe and its origins, I am a hardened agnostic. We know we can verify what happened, and I know you're aware of this. I'm not telling you anything new. Up to like a very minute second after the Big Bang. What happened before the Big Bang, I believe, whatever we say, is virtually speculation at best. We can perhaps you assert we can perhaps use a contradiction to show something it could not be an explanation. But my analogy is that, with the computer analogy again, is that let's pretend that we are inside that computer universe again. The creator of the universe did not